Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Fanaticism is an extreme and uncritical enthusiasm towards any ideology, especially in religion and politics, and is rampant nowadays. Therefore, this research was conducted to discover the awareness and understanding of IIM students about fanaticism and its negative impacts.
Right. For data collection, we have conducted a quantitative survey with 20 questions to find average patterns and analyze the level of understanding about fanaticism. There are about 31 respondents from IIM undergraduate students who answered the survey.
Based on our data collection from the survey, most of our respondents have awareness and knowledge about the fanaticism and its negative impact, as they agree that it is irrational, harmful to others, and weakening the mind.
Right. In order to overcome the problem of fanaticism, we have proposed a great solution, which is empowering people with philosophical and rational thinking. And inshallah, my friends will explain more detail about the key concept of this proposed solution.
Okay, so now we move to the key component of the solution.
Among the key component of the solution is when assume that you are always right. Everyone likes to be right. It makes us feel like we know everything. But thinking that other arguments and ideas are invalid, it closes our eyes to other point of view. So, open your mind to other perspective. Second point is always do research. Not all things that are true and fair. Sometimes things that are untrue, falsified, and distorted. So this will cause fanaticism in our society. Therefore, it is not possible to accept something as a whole. It is necessary to evaluate it. We move to the next point, which is critical thinking. Critical thinking is not obsessed with a matter or impartial. Do not side with any party in making a decision. Being neutral and impartial allow it to be rational and justify something.
So next we go to the justification from Maqasid al-Sharia. So fanatic person who is always follow without understanding its validity and effects, which will undoubtedly cause harm to the person's views and thinking. This can cause our rational thinking does not function, while in Islam said that human is the great creature because we have akal to think. So in terms of Maqasid Sharia, Islam emphasizes to protect our rational thinking, or in other words, hifzu al-aql. Islam encouraged the use of reason, yet not absolute and solitary reason, but common sense guided by religious and Sharia. The intellect is a strength or ability in human beings that can make the human thinking and understanding. Fanaticism is related to thinking. When it involves thinking, it must be related to knowledge. Knowledgeable person will be able to think well, and to get useful knowledge, you must get the best quality of education. For justification related to SDG, you can focus on goal number 4, which is the quality of education. So in this goal, we focusing to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all.
Okay, to strengthen our proposed solution, there is the research about education and empowerment, philosophical and rational thinking in community has been proved as one of the solutions to overcome the fanatical thinking. It was entitled "Man is not born a fanatic." It stated that it is necessary to remove this ideology first, and suggested that rehabilitation is the one of efforts to do. It is parallel to our solution, as rehabilitation also is a part of education. This process is called rehabilitating a person with bigotry and extremism. It says that from the evidence presented, it can be concluded that man is not born a fanatic. However, the research mentioned that there are special services and special programs that work to turn him into a fanatic. They agreed about the principle of thought against thoughts, idea against idea, enlightenment against ignorance. Lastly, it stated rehabilitation is being used effectively in the fight against extremism and terrorism at the international level. In early 2003, countries such as Singapore, Saudi Arabia and Yemen began to use counter-terrorism rehabilitation methods. And today, experts from many countries have realized the importance of rehabilitating people that was arrested.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now we move to the next slide, which is about how do we implement the proposed solution, which is empower people with philosophical and rational thinking to overcome the fanaticism issue. So the first point on how we implement the proposed solution is including the syllabus about fanaticism in related subjects such as Islamic education subject, moral education subject, and so on. So the second point on how do we implement the proposed solution is we will organize a campaign related to the fanaticism to give awareness of the dangers of the fanaticism and knowledge of fanaticism itself. So the third point, which is the last point on how do we implement the proposed solution, is we will invite a lecturer or qualified person at school or university to explain about how and what philosophical and rational thinking is. In conclusion, fanaticism is always present in human civilization. Fanaticism has numerous forms and is a widespread phenomenon, which means not all forms of fanaticism are harmful to society, but we need to be aware because fanaticism is proven in brutality, narrow-minded, and so on. Therefore, fanaticism really hinders the development of the community.